Okay guys, Swiss Moist Dilani Python Dinada Sana. You're welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to cover how you can connect the Django, React.js and the GraphQL. I assume that you have the knowledge of coding in Django and you have the knowledge of coding in React.js. At the same time, you don't want to use API, therefore you want to use GraphQL to connect between the front end and the backend part. So this is actually a right video for you to watch. For demonstration purpose, we'll implement create operation whereby we'll be able to insert the user information, which is the first name and the last name, from React.js on the front end to the back end through the Django and the GraphQL. So get prepared, fire up your mind, get a cup of coffee and get prepared. But if it's the first time for you to watch out my channel, do not forget to subscribe so as you can be timely updated once we upload a new video. So keep on watching and let's go. Okay guys, to make things clear, I'll actually not code it, but I'll explain everything for you from the beginning to the end, okay? So here I have this folder, React Django GraphQL, and I promise you to upload this code to my GitHub account. So here we have two folders. We have backend and we have front end. The backend contains the Django and the GraphQL, and the front end contains React.js. Okay, so I'll start by opening this backend. Okay, here there are some quick steps on which you actually need to do. Okay, so the first thing you will need to do here, of course, the project folder is already opened. So what you will actually need to do is you will need to install these packages. You will need to install the Django, you will need to install GraphQL Django, you will need to install the Django course for making cross-origin source sharing configuration to a settings py file. So after installation of those packages, make sure before you install these packages, you have created visual environment, you have already activated visual environment, and all packages are being installed in your visual environment to avoid the conflicting of packages from one project to another. After installation of those packages, you'll actually need to create the Django project, my project, then after create an application, my app. After that, you will open setting py, then after you will add these three application. Okay, after that you will make middleware configuration for course. After that, you will specify domain which are allowed to consume your GraphQL. Okay, that's it. Then after, you will open up URL, okay, of your project. Then after, you'll add this piece of code. Okay, after that, you will create a model, a table user. As I told you, that will be inserting user information in a table user. So you'll create a table user, a table with a name user model, and it will have two columns, first name and last name. After that, what you'll need to do is on your app, you will create schema, and you will paste this content. Okay, you will paste this content from here up to here, and I'm actually going to show you there. Okay, then after inserting py, you will need to add this. Okay, my app .schema. You will run your migration. After that, once you run migration, you need to visit on this URL, okay, of which you'll see your GraphQL. So all this what I was talking, this is a project, this is an application. The main thing, as I told you, is making setting. Okay, and all the setting will be done in setting py. I told you of adding this schema. I told you on how to specify the domain to consume your GraphQL. I told you on how you can add the course header on middleware section. I told you how to add these three created application. Okay, so those are the configuration you actually need to do. But also I told you that on your application you need to create a table or a model, user model. Then after, you will need to create a schema. and your schema should look like this. Okay, from GraphQL you will import this, and the schema contain only one table, which is user model. This means that from here up to here, anyone can query information from table or user model. But from line 17 up here in down up to 43, this is mutation. So when you speak about mutation in GraphQL, is an ability for an end user of application to manipulate data. I think mean to edit or to add. So this is mutation for creating a user, and it will actually allow a user to create. Okay, so this is all about the full backend. On URL here, you will need to import this CSLF exempt, and I will include here. This will actually make an exemption for any client to submit the request without the presence of CSLF token. Okay, so that's all about the backend. And here, as you can see, this is actually a simple query, and you can see this is localhost port 8000. This is actual GraphQL IDE. So when I click run here, you may see I am able, or we are able to fetch the information from table user. As you can see, the last name is Lauren Ipsum and the first is full bar. And if I open our data here by using if I open our database by using DB browser for SQLite, you can see these are our information. But we can also do mutation. I mean, we can create something. Okay, so let's try to create a user demose. So when I click run, you can see user demose is created, and once we query here, you will see another instance in a table has been created. So that's all about the backend. So what is actually needed to be done in the front end? Actual, once you clone this repository, you will need to cd to your app, and on your app you'll need to run npm install. Okay, so that these packages are being installed. Okay, there is React Apollo, React Hooks, GraphQL, and so on. So after successful installation of this package, let me explain for you what is actually happening. You can see here we are actually using Apollo client to specify the GraphQL URL. In short, Apollo client knows how to communicate, how to send the request to the GraphQL backend. Okay, and how it can actually receive the request then path to your React application. So this is how it should be. So here you can see there is a create user and user info, which is imported from component user. So what is being done in component user, we can open up here. Okay, there is nothing strange for you because we actually created a query like this. Okay, so this is how you can specify query, user query. So what is actually happening here is like what is happening here. What we are trying to do here is actually to query information from table user model. Okay, so you need to import this mutation or whatever. Then after create query, this is actually for inserting user information, where you pass the first name and pass the last name, then create user. Okay, as what has been done here. You can see when we are creating here, pass the first name, pass the last name. So this is a quick way you can create a query. So this is export function user info. This is actual. If you remember right, when we are actually managing state by using Redux, you may be familiar with something like this. Okay, so here we pass user query. Then after it will return it will return data, and it will return loading. So if loading, we needed to display a message for users that something is loading. If nothing is loading, we are using map function, which is like a for loop. In React.js, we use map function to loop over the instance or over the data returned by the table, then display. Okay, so this is a simple, I can say this is like a loop in React.js. So the next thing, which is create user, this is actually for creating user. We prevent the form from loading. Take the first name. Okay, we correct the first name here and the last name. Then after we submit, we add. Okay, on submit. So when the form is being submitted, this will be submitted to to the backend. So this is all about what is actually happening, and we can try here to refresh our React web application, and we can let me delete this user Moses. Then after we'll create okay, let me refresh here. Let us delete this user Moses. No way, we should actually not delete, but let me show you something here, quick one. So let us save the database. Then after, let us refresh our app. You can see user Moses is no longer existing. We can create another user with the name Testy as the first name and the last name as a Testy. So when we add, you can see another user is added. So this is actually a simple way on how you can quickly start integrating GraphQL, Django, and React.js. This sum up the end of this today's session. I hope you have enjoyed it. Put a comment. What is your experience? What is something difficult? What is something enjoyable for you when working with React.js, Django, and GraphQL? Don't forget to subscribe so as you can be timely updated when we upload a new video on every Tuesday. Before I close up this session, let me thank you in 9 different international languages. Thank you so much. Asante sana. Muchas gracias. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado. Kamza Hamida. Aita danke de nawad. Thank you. I hope to see you in the next session.